Good Saturday morning, everyone. Roger Hill with the VELCO Weather Hazards Outlook. I'm the Weather Hazards Forecaster for VELCO. You've reached weathering heights. We have a gorgeous day in progress this Saturday, a beautiful day, in fact. Just a little bit of cloud cover, but for the most part, we're going to be seeing a ton of sunshine. The cloud cover is mostly going to be more to the west of us across the Adirondack Mountains, but that'll fill in just a little bit across the spine of the Green Mountains today, but nothing major. And with that, temperatures today will jump up basically to near seasonal norms, maybe even a little bit surpassing that. But near normal temperatures for the most part. We'll see a little bit of a dip and a little bit of an oscillation later in the week, but this is an extended period of dry weather. This area of higher pressure that's located up in Hudson Bay is really going to be almost the anchor. We have also a Canadian maritime system that's going to kind of stay put. It's basically being locked in and blocked by high latitude blocking further up to the north. And then also a series of weather systems that sort of cut underneath and try to make it into the Great Lakes. They don't really make it into the northeast United States, so that's going to be the weather pattern, and occasionally we're going to see some severe weather develop across the southern part of the U.S., but for the most part, this is a quiet period, a very quiet period going into just about all of this coming week. The next chances for any kind of precipitation not until after the end of the outlook period, somewhere along about Friday. And the computer modeling, we have the European on the left-hand side, the GFS ensemble model on the right-hand side. And the European, of course, deterministic, and so what we're looking at here is the higher pressure, kind of a skinny ridge of higher pressure in between weather systems. Nicely for us, that's going to hold out and bring us dry weather pretty much all week long. This is going to make a run toward parts of New York. This is valid 21Z on Sunday. That would be late in the day, Sunday towards Sunday night. And it looks like we do have this weather system with this little frontal boundary that's going to kind of scoot through, but it's going to go through relatively dry. Now, the only exception to that is the GFS ensemble, and the ensemble is the only one that's really showing this, where we're going to see the chance for a little bit of scattered precipitation. But really, I'm pretty doubtful. Best chances for that would be basically late in the day on Sunday with some little bit more mid and high level clouds, probably just some virga, and then that system kind of rolls on through. High pressure then builds back and reinforces this yet again, and that's valid on Tuesday in the morning. That'll continue into Wednesday. And with that system that's pushing through and then by in the area of higher pressure reinforcing, it looks like we're going to see good weather going into Thursday. The next real chance is going to be somewhere along about Friday, and this is what's going to be scooting in. So we have an excellent stretch of dry project weather for the utilities. This is a 3-hourly QPF, and again, this is the GFS ensemble centered on Montpelier's grid. So what it is showing is that little bit of that frontal boundary with a little small uptick in precipitation. The overall stretch, though, is really going to be dry going into at least Thursday night. And looking at the total QPF, it's not going to be very much. This would be less than a tenth of an inch, 0.05 of an inch, and then we have that uptick, maybe a little bit of noise in the system here beyond the period. And we're talking probably into the following weekend where we could see some showers and maybe an isolated pop-up thunderstorm or two. Dew point temperature is always something this time of year as we head into thunderstorm season that occurs with convection and summer heating. We're looking at high dew point temperatures, and anything really below 50, 55 is not going to get the job done for thunderstorms unless we have some sort of extra special conditions aloft. It doesn't look like we're looking at a big threat or anything in the near future. And temperatures remain a little bit still on the chilly side aloft. We even dip down near 0 degree isotherm, 850 hectopascals shown here for the center on Montpelier. But it does show you that it's going to be cold aloft, and it looks like the middle part of the week, and then we start to see that temperature climb. How does that look on the 2-meter temperatures? It looks like this. A little bit of a dip and then an upward tick, and the European is on it as well. Overall precipitation, no worries there. Looking at precipitation type, it's going to be all rain. Precipitable water, how much moisture in the atmosphere? Not very much, 0.7 of an inch. That's below usual spikes. Then we dip it down again in the middle of the week, and then we start to build that up. Around the corner, maybe around the corner, we could see something beyond the period, a long ways off. And then looking at CAPE, convective available potential energy, as we get in the later into next weekend and late in the week. Over shear, it looks like this. Shear is generally below 30 knots, so it wouldn't be severe. Looking pretty good here. And again, higher shear when it's really rather dry. Weather Prediction Center for the next 7 days. Basically about 1/100 of an inch or a little bit more than that. So very limited amounts going into next weekend. Temperature scenario looks like this. We're starting to see a little bit of a warm-up starting to take place. And across most of Canada, it has been warming up into the Arctic with this big high-latitude blocking has been taking place. Now we have this Canadian maritime system that's spinning away. That's probably going to cool things off a little bit in Canada. A little bit of that coolness is worked into the west coast, still getting some systems coming off the Pacific Ocean. Not quite as active as it has been as we start to turn the corner and change the season a little bit. And looking at the Moss 5-day high temperatures, weighted, neutral here, a little bit above normal here in our location, but not by very much. 3 days later, it looks like this. And we're running somewhere between 3 and 6 degrees above normal as conditions are going to gradually warm up over the next 3 to 7 days of high temperatures. Where do we stand in water resources? I'm using Rutland as an example here for Vermont. We're month to date, we're well above normal, and over the course of the last 30 days, we're still above normal. 60 days, 2 months back, normal, and so on. We're looking pretty good, reaching way back 365 days, just a little bit below normal. All of Vermont has really caught up. And looking at precipitation, you can see by county, Addison, Bennington, and so on, ending with Windsor County, Windham, Washington, and so on. You can see that month-to-date precipitation has really put us in some pretty good levels here. Water tables have caught up. Things are looking pretty good as we head into early summer and late spring. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.